passing or lateral movement. The cues are in 3 pieces. First, I use my hand to tuck his nose. We're going to focus on moving left first. I use my hand to tuck his nose. My hand is responsible for moving everything from his nose back to his ribs. I use my leg, I turn it out and press into his ribs. My leg is responsible for moving everything from his ribs all the way back through his butt. Then thirdly, I use my outside rein just kind of indirectly and to guide him along the way. Now that's a lot of cues all at once for a colt to comprehend. This is a 2-year-old, this is Fletcher. He looks like he's kind of quiet, but he's actually very hot-tempered. So if I know if I take him from a standstill and ask him, throw all these cues at him and ask him to move, that he's going to get flustered and he's going to resent me for it. And on the flip side, if I've got a lazy colt who's kind of dull, and I do all these cues at him with him standing still, he's going to, first of all, not untrack for me, and I'm going to wind up desensitizing him. And once you've done that, it's like moving a slab of beef, and you don't want to do that either. So it's easier for this exercise to work if they've got momentum in their legs and they're already moving when we ask them to move sideways. So you need to find you some rails or a barn, side of a fence, something like that. We're going to use that to stop our forward motion so that we don't have to pull back and do these cues at the same time. We're trying to keep it simple for them. What I'm going to do is walk out away from the panels, then I'm going to turn back in, make a little circle and turn back in and head straight back for them. Now while I'm walking towards those panels, I'm going to have my cues in place, so have all your slack out and be thinking about where your cues are. And don't use them yet, just have them in place, and he's kind of shaped once he's already getting there. Once you get to the panels, you're almost there, you're going to grab up and use all your cues and shift your weight, really exaggerate it, shift your weight into that outside stirrup with your cues. What that's going to do is make your horse go slightly off balance, and he's going to kind of take that step on his own. So he felt himself do the movement and felt where your cues were and associated those 2 things together. As soon as he makes that step, we just need one little step. Drop your reins and relax and tell him how smart he is, that he did a good job teaching himself to do that. Okay, this is how this is going to work. Okay, now a few things about that exercise I just showed you. First, you don't want to overdo it, because by shifting that weight, you can make their withers sore. But I think you will find after just doing that a couple of times, when they start walking to that rail, they start anticipating that. They're smart. Usually in barrel racing, anticipate is a bad word, but we love it for this exercise. It's excellent when they start doing that on their own and teach themselves that they can actually move sideways, which is so unnatural to them. Secondly, if you want to go the other direction, when you start doing your right side passing, just reverse all of those cues I gave you. You'll tilt nose to the left, use your left leg, and you'll start out in a left circle with their nose tilted to move right. And lastly, you can do left and right in one training session, but I strongly suggest that you first pick one direction and say go all left, 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 and then go do something else, then come back and work all right several times. If you just go to the fence and you try left, right, it's really too much. It really confuses them. So I hope you've enjoyed this tip, and we'll see you down the road.